So friends, now we're at the point where we're going to start our multiple choice. So hopefully all of your tablet or your computers have this form up, okay? You need to look at this form right here, okay? This is what we're going to be working on, okay? So this is how you're going to, once you open this up, hopefully that's how you found this video in the first place. So the first thing you need to do is you're going to go ahead and type your name. So this is Mr. Huang, right? So Mr. Huang would put in his name. Next, I'm going to go through my multiple choice. We finished reading our text, forest fires. Now it's time to do our multiple choice. In order to do this next multiple choice section, I'm going to show you what you all need to have. The first thing that you need to have is to have a piece of paper. Okay, I drew lines on mine so that you could see a little bit better. Okay, you need to have a piece of paper and something to write with. Mr. Huang has his marker. You should have a pen or pencil. And you also need your paper. And of course, you should have your text out and your central idea, okay? So your text can be on your iPad, but you must have your central idea written down before you start this next part. So I'm gonna give you about 10 seconds to make sure you have that. If you need to, you can pause the video here. Great, hopefully you have all those things, okay? So now we're gonna go through how we answer a multiple choice. So the first thing we do when we see a multiple choice question is we read the question. We need to read the question. So Mr. Huang's gonna minimize himself one more time so that we can read the question together. Okay, great. So I'm gonna read through the question. Why is the author teaching us about forest fires? If you look up here, you'll notice that Mr. Huang gave you the things that we'll be grading you on, okay? So the first thing is we read through the question. So why is the author teaching us about forest fires? Well, I would number that number 1 on my piece of paper, just like this, okay? And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do first. To make sure that I can show some of my work, I'm going to first make my paper look like this and put A, B, C, and D, okay? Take a quick look. This is what your paper should look like right now with the number 1 and A, B, C, D, okay? This is going to be how you're going to show your work, okay? Now, I read the question. Remember, before we ever read the answer choices, we need to come up with an answer in our head, okay? So the question was, why is the author teaching us about forest fires? So I know that as a great reader, I'm gonna go back and look at my central idea because I remember writing a jot about this, okay? Why is the author teaching us about forest fires? I know that when we're talking about the like why the author is teaching us something, I usually go back to the point of view. I go back to the point of view. The author wants us to prevent forest fires. Oh my gosh, that sounds like the answer. So I'm gonna go ahead and just say, write down, the author wants us to prevent forest fires. So this is how we show our work for multiple choice questions. We wrote down A, B, C, D, and then we wrote down our thinking before we read the answer choices. Let's take a quick look to see if we got that right. Okay, so did I write down A, B, C, D? I did. And did I write down what I think the answer is? Oh, I already did. I wrote down my thinking first. Now we're gonna cross out our answer choices or use magic maybes, okay? So is it A, because it is important? Well, I think it is important. So I'm gonna put down a magic maybe at the very top of my page, okay? Magic maybe, because that answer sounds kind of right. And B, because forest fires are fun. I don't think that answer is right at all. So I'm gonna cross that out. You see how I crossed out the answer? That doesn't make any sense. And is it C, because we have to prevent forest fires? We have to prevent forest fires. Well, does that sound like my answer? Oh, it does sound like my answer, but I'm going to read through all the answer choices first. That's a magic maybe. Okay. And then answer choice D, because there are a lot of forest fires and students know that. I don't remember anything about the passage saying that, so I don't think that's correct, so I'm going to cross it out. So in the end, do you see how my paper looks? I had my thinking, and I also had the ABCD, and I marked it up so that it helps me with my thinking. So I know my answer choices are A or C. So friends, is it A because it's important, or is it C because we have to prevent forest fires? Well, thinking about my answer that I wrote down, it sounds a lot more like C. So I'm going to circle C. And that's how I show my work right here. Do you see how I circled my answer? Great. And then, since I know it's C, I'm going to put C right here. I clicked on that, and I'm going to move on to the next one. Remember, you have to do both multiple choice questions. Mr. Huang is only going to show you one. He's only going to show you, great. He's only going to show you one. So you need to figure out this one on your own. And it's going to go underneath. And guess what? You're going to do the exact same thing. And you're going to put A, B, C, D. And you need to do what we did up here with this question too, and include your own thinking right there. Great. So next, we have our TDQ. We have our TDQ. When we answer TDQs, there are 4 parts. We need to make sure we restate the question, we answer the question, we start our evidence with a sentence starter, and our evidence has to match your answer. It has to. Great. So it has to do all those things. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to read through the question, okay? Just like our multiple choice questions, there is a quick check for success to show you what we're going to be using to grade your work, okay? So right here, this is where you would answer the question if you aren't able to take a picture of your work, okay? Because at the very end, I'm going to ask you to upload your work. I want to see a picture of all the hard work you did on this piece of paper, so that way I can figure out, oh, this is where they need more help. So if you cannot upload your photo of your work, it's going to go right here. This is where your TDQ would go. And I know that the question is asking, how do forest fires hurt the world? Well, I know I'm going to read through the question and I'm going to use my central idea. Mr. Hong is not going to walk us through this. Just do your best and see if you can get this done. If this becomes an issue and we need to come back and review this some more, we'll come back and review this some more. Okay, that's it for now. I hope to see a lot of you submit your assignments.